Hey guys, in this video, I'm really gonna go over the 10 things that I stopped buying that really helped me start saving more money. These are my real life spending habits that I've changed that helped me build my net worth from $0 all the way up to almost $200,000 in just 3 years. So the first point is I started to stretch out when I got my hair done. So if you can't see, I have braids / twists. And before I used to get them on average every month because I get a lot of dandruff, but now I started to stretch them out to 2 months because I perfected my maintenance technique to where they still look good over a longer period of time. So I found an area to where I can save more money. I implemented it and that saved me twice as much because now instead of every 1 month, I can do it every 2 months. Second point is I stopped eating out, right? You need to have a limit on how often you eat out. Cooking saves a lot of money. If you cook and meal prep for the whole week, on average, those meals will cost, at least for me personally, when I cook and meal prep, they cost on average under $3, right? If I'm cooking chicken broccoli rice or pasta with ground beef, these meals are very cost efficient when you cook them yourself. If you don't have time, you need to make time because eating out is just eating away at your finances. I try to only eat out 1 to 2 times a week max, $50 max, and that's it. The third point is to stop shopping, right? After I got my job, I wanted to start shopping and buying new things because I had a big boy job and I had more money. But that's the wrong mindset to take. You need to be able to stop yourself from buying things to be able to start saving more money, right? So what I did is I shopped a little bit for what I needed and what I wanted, just a little bit. I set a limit on myself for when I shopped for about $200, right? And then I didn't shop again. I set a 60-day limit, 2 months, before I couldn't go shopping. And then I repeated the cycle. And this really built that habit of me not shopping as often as I wanted to, which in turn led me to save more money. The fourth is canceling unwanted subscriptions, right? You really need to take a look at your bank statement and your charges on your credit card and debit card and make sure you're canceling things you don't use. If you have a Netflix account, you need to cancel it right now. If you have Uber Eats, Uber Plus, any accounts that you don't use on a regular basis that's not helping you make more money or become financially free, you need to cancel it because it's just not beneficial for what we're trying to do. This will really free up your monthly cash flow because you could be racking up subscriptions of maybe upwards of $200. Step 5 is lowering your phone bill, right? You don't need to be with Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile. There's plenty of options. There's options such as Mint Mobile, which is as low as $5 a month. There's options such as Visible, which is the same thing as Verizon, which I personally have. I have Visible and I pay $20 a month for one line. You need to be maximizing how much you pay on your phone bill. This is a key area. When I was with Verizon, I was paying upwards of $70 for one line with unlimited everything. Now I pay only $20 for unlimited everything. The next point is to stop upgrading your devices, right? You don't always need to get a new computer, get a new phone every year, get a new TV every year. If it's not broken, you don't need to change it. If it's not going to make you a substantial amount of more money, you don't need it. You don't need the new watch, you don't need the new Apple Watch, you don't need the new iPhone. Hold off on these things until they reach a suitable price or until you can do it to where you're more financially stable. You need to do this very, very, very rarely. The less we do this, the more we can reroute that money to our goals to become more financially free. And the next point is being more intentional with our grocery shopping. This goes along with the other point of stop eating out, but when you're grocery shopping, you need to already have an idea of what you're getting, why you're getting it, and how much you're getting. You don't want to just buy this, buy that, buy all these snacks. And just because you're going to a grocery store, that doesn't mean you're going to be saving as much money as you could, right? You need to be intentional. You need to say, okay, I'm gonna get 1 bag of basmati rice, 5 pounds of chicken, 2 pounds of broccoli. You don't want to just, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. And then you could leave the grocery store paying up to $300, but you don't do that. You need to be smart with your decision making in the grocery store And now the next point is very serious, right? You need to start declining unessential trips, right? If your friend wants to go travel down south in Texas, right? Let's say you live up north and your friend wants to go to Galveston on the weekend to have more fun, hang out, drink beers. You have to decline that. We're not in the position to just travel leisurely all the time. We need to prioritize long-term success over short-term fun. And the next step is low maintenance and less often haircuts, right? And you can do this in either two ways, right? First, you can invest in a self-hair clipping set to start cutting your own hair, right? Or you can just go get your haircut less often at the barber, right? Because you know when you really need a haircut. If you have a really important presentation the next coming week, go get that haircut that same week. But you don't need to be getting a haircut every 2 weeks. You can go 3 weeks. You can get some pair of clippers yourself, right? And line yourself up. It's not that hard, which is what I started to do. I started to line myself up and give myself a fade. Yeah, you're gonna struggle the first couple of times, but over time it becomes decent enough to where you won't look horrible. And over time, this money adds up because nowadays, barbers and hairstylists are becoming very expensive, especially in urban cities such as Houston, Dallas, Austin. And the last point is to really just prevent lifestyle creep, right? When you get a new job, when you get this or that, you don't want to just elevate your lifestyle out of nowhere. This is the main issue with a lot of people, right? They start slowly building up their lifestyle creep to where they aren't making any excess income. Their income and expenses are maxed out, right? And even if they do get a promotion, they just have that same lifestyle creep again. And so we really want to focus on delaying instant gratification and focusing on our long-term goals. And so that comes with resisting the urge to move to a new house or apartment if we get a big raise, to get a new car every couple of years, just because you feel like it. And please comment down below on what you've cut down. And please comment down below on what you've cut back on that helped you become more financially stable and save more money. And if you really like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more videos just like this.